Hello, beautiful people. How are you? I'm going to park myself here near some palm trees. How are you today, Facebook family? Hopping on to talk about why making money online is a totally different mindset shift for money mindset. Totally different money mindset shift. If you're on, let me know where you are. I am vacationing in sunny Florida, but wanted to pop out and talk to you guys about why making money online is a totally different mindset shift. And if you don't make this shift, it's really hard to make money. It is very, very hard to make money. Hey from Savannah. Hey, Carrie Lynn. Hey, New York City. Hey, Agnieszka, my doppelganger name. It is a really interesting topic because the same mindset that people use to make money not virtually is not the same mindset that's going to make you money virtually. It is a big mindset shift, okay? Is that Olga? Hi, Olga. It's not the same thing. You can't think the same way. You can't have the same belief systems operating. I know lots of people who make really good money in person, but cannot make money online because it requires a whole different set of beliefs that are being challenged. Whole different set of beliefs that are being challenged when you're trying to make money virtually online, not in person. What's being challenged when you're trying to make money online? I can make money without working super hard, right? Because somehow working online triggers a program for people that says this isn't hard enough work. Okay? That program is a huge one. If you have like a really intense work ethic, if you work really hard, if your parents worked really hard, if the people you grew up with worked really hard, if the people you surround yourself work really hard, people scoff at people who work online. They think it's not real work. They think it's not hard enough work. It's too easy to make money that way. So if you are holding any of those kinds of beliefs, they're going to be super challenged. You're not just going to be able to hop online and be able to bring in thousands of dollars right away. You're going to have to go step by step and challenge that and be like, oh my God, I can make $1,000 or $5,000 online. But you're going to have to challenge hard work ethic, that you can't make money easily. And believe me, what I do, I consider very hard work because it's deep excavation of people's mindset issues, right? And I have the therapy background, so we really dig deep to be able to pull people out of that victim mode and pull them out of their programs and get them into another program that's going to make them money. So believe me, if I have like 4 or 5 clients a day, that's a lot. I need to recuperate from that. The mental, spiritual, and emotional energy that I put into somebody's life's work, life's transformation is intense. But at the beginning, you don't really see it that way. It doesn't really feel necessarily like that because you're not as invested, right? So you want to challenge to make money online. You need to challenge the belief that, easy for you to say on a beach somewhere. I know. I know. I am on vacation, but I'm still working, right? So you really need to challenge the belief that says, I can't make money easily. You also need to challenge the belief that people aren't going to pay me. Hey, Vancouver Island. Hey, Irene. You need to challenge the belief that says, I can't make money easily because look at how my parents slaved to make money. Look at how, the people around me have to work so hard. They have to work 50 or 60 hours a week to make money. And there's people online who also work 60 hours a week. They're not making it easily. That's also a mindset shift. You're darn right I earned this a day, Kay. And So, but I wanted to point this out because I have a lot of clients and a lot of people have joined PTP who make good money in their day job. Okay, they make really good money in their day job, but making money online is a completely different ball game. You have to challenge, I can't make money easily. You have to challenge, people aren't going to pay me for this. You have to challenge that because I don't have a real office, or I don't have, like something that I would have in a brick and mortar. It's very similar to like artists who are like, people don't pay a lot for this. PTP is Permission to Prosper, which is my live group coaching program that starts March 20th. So just 1 week from today. And I think I have 2 spots left in there if you're interested. So you have to challenge all the money story stuff, right? Like all the money story stuff. Unless you grew up with a parent or parents or around people who were entrepreneurs making money online, who had integrity, who weren't scamming people, who worked for their money, offered a lot of value. In return for that, you're going to have your own preconceived conceptions of why it's hard to make money online. Because it doesn't seem like it's hard work necessarily to the naked eye, because people don't see what happens behind the scenes. Yeah, definitely. I'll post the link after I'm done this live stream. So the thing that comes into question is the level of trust that you have in yourself, that you have in your abilities, that you have in your connection, your level of connection, your level of trust in yourself, your level of confidence has to be quantum leaps higher than it is if you're in a brick and mortar. It has to be like you are selling, you are selling, and selling requires, especially virtually, a deep level of trust and connection in yourself, in what you do, in your level of authenticity, in who you are as a person. It challenges us on very deep levels to make money online. It challenges us to very deep levels. It challenges us to be disciplined in ways that we might not be used to. It challenges us. Hey, Alyanka, how are you, darling? Happy belated birthday. I hope you celebrated in style in NYC. So it challenges us on very deep levels to show up authentically, to not be afraid to sell because we believe so deeply in what we do. You need a deep level of belief that you might not need in a job, right? You need a deep level of belief that you might not need in a regular 9-to-5 job. It's a different energy to navigate. When entrepreneurs say it's like, soul development to have an online business, you're darn right it is. If you're doing it the right way, it is. And it's really hard to make money if you're not. If you're getting hit with daily MLM people trying to sell you stuff, you see how hard it is. You see how easy it is to rub people the wrong way with your selling. It's difficult to express my cool in my Etsy shop that people feel when they meet me in person. Right. Exactly. So that's why you got to hop online, Irene. You got to do some live streams. You got to show your personality. You got to show what you know. You got to show the cool ways that you find things, the interesting history behind the things that you've picked for your Etsy shop. You have to draw people into your world, into your heart, into your soul. Like in a way, like you just do have to be so much more transparent. You're asking someone that you have never met, that you've never spoken to in person, to hand over, $100, $200, $1,000, $5,000. Imagine the level of trust that you have to have in what you do for someone to trust you enough to do that. For you to really know your stuff, for you to really know what it is that you're selling, for you to believe that people are going to pay for it, to go through all those stories that pop up. If you've been in the business for a little while, you're going to have family members and friends being like, how's it going? How much money are you making? Is it working out? People are always cheering for people to lose when it's about... when it's about something like, oh, well, they've figured out a way to make money online must be nice for them. Right? People are always looking for it to not be easy. So all those stories, all those critics are going to be floating around your head, and you have to get past that into your level of trust, into a deep, deep level of trust with yourself to be able to counter that, to be able to get into a level of flow where you're magnetizing people from your presence. And you can't do that alone. Right? You have to be in like a deep connection with you. You have to be in a deep connection with what you believe in is driving your purpose and your gift and your, mission. Because you're going to have a whole different set of programs. You know that I already love you about is you're not shaming us for feeling those blocks. It's huge. I don't resonate with those online who tell me I don't have what it takes if I can't do it. If I can't get over what you're saying. F that. Totally. You got to accept what is, right? You got to, getting over it is like, yes, there comes a point where you have to get over certain stuff, but you can do that in a loving way, right? You can do that. You can approach yourself in a loving way. It's like when you're speaking to a child, when you tell a child to get over it, it just makes them freak out even more. Or when people tell you to relax. Can I get a high five for people who hate when other people tell them to relax? Just relax. Just relax. It's the opposite of what happens, right? When people tell you to relax, the opposite happens. Like you get even more angry. So you have to treat yourself and develop that level of trust. One piece of evidence by one piece of evidence by one piece of evidence. Step by step by step. Start charging a little. Get a sale at that price, then charge a little more, get a sale at that price, little by little by little, build evidence towards that belief. Right. Exactly. No, shaming does not yield results. And that tough love stuff, I'm not a fan of it because, where everybody's like, giving 0 fucks, and whatever else. Why are we so triggered by relax? Because it's dismissing feelings. Because it dismisses how we actually might be feeling. It's someone being like totally insensitive to how we actually might be feeling, right? It's a dismissive thing. But I think that, the thing about it is, just do it, just get over it, isn't an authentic place of connection for everybody. Like we can't always strong arm our way to that place. For me, it's about getting myself there organically, authentically, because then I can build on that. If I'm just pushing and I'm like, go all, like you're saying, go all in or you're a loser. You have to find yourself in the work. You have to find yourself in what you do. Exactly. Exactly, Carolyn, what you're saying exactly. So I'm not a fan of that because it's a very masculine energy. It's like, I'm going to mindset super hard and I'm going to be really aggressive and make this happen. And that's not how you make money online. I suppose you could just be aggressive and it's going to appeal to some people. But for me, for you to have a continuous, sustainable way to run your business, that masculine energy is going to burn you out. It's going to burn you out and you're not going to be able to keep it going. Maria's saying, hey everyone, I did PTP with the amazing Agnes and a lot of my fluff has freed up my space in my head and heart. And at 50-ish, I'm starting my own business. Woohoo! Yes, she is. She's saying, don't second guess joining PTP. She has started her own business, Purge and Merge organizational business in Toronto. So hit her up if you need some purging and merging. Love you, Maria. But honestly, guys, like making money online, it is a totally different mindset shift. Oh, thank you, Shantae. So much love to you. I hope you're keeping warm. I hear it's very chilly there. So I want you guys to understand that you need to build a level of trust. Just start little by little. It's not like something that other people have figured out and you haven't. We can't speak to other people. We can only speak to ourselves. And how do I build trust in myself, right? Because I need to have a really high level of trust to step into the online world and really own who I am. I hear a lot of people say, when people meet me in person and they really get to know me and they get me and then they're going to buy from me. You have to be able to own that online. And that takes a deep level of confidence, right? It takes a deep level of confidence. It takes a deep level of trust. and having those conversations with like your unlimited self or the universe or whatever you connect with, and being like, this is what I really, 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 really want to do. Give me the chance, give me the opportunity, and start doing that for yourself. So, how do we build trust in ourselves so that we can sell online? A couple things, right? So you're going to want to challenge yourself, number one. You're going to want to challenge yourself in loving ways. And a lot of us have a really messed up relationship with being challenged, because either we weren't challenged enough as kids, so we never really got to express ourselves fully. We never really got to accomplish the way we would have liked to because nobody pushed us, because there's a history of not pushing and just being satisfied with just enough. There could be the story where you were pushed too hard, and so it gave you an aversion to pushing, and it makes you feel like punishment if you're pushing yourself. So there's a lot of different challenges you could experience, and obviously it's like custom, it's custom for each person, but you want to look at your relationship to being challenged, and if you were either pushed too hard or not pushed enough, and where you are on that sort of scale. And where you are on that scale, you probably need to do more of the opposite. So if you don't like being challenged, you probably need to challenge yourself a little bit more in loving ways. And if you were challenged too much, you probably need to challenge a little bit less and connect a little bit more. But visibility is it plays a huge part in that, because it's like, you really have to be in 100% agreement with you, with what you do, with what you believe in. And it doesn't mean you have to have it perfect, but you got to have enough inner strength to be able to start. You got to have enough inner strength to be able to start. So you start building with small challenges. That's why challenges do so well for people, I think, in online business, is because it builds people's confidence. If they can do something for 5 days, maybe they can do it for 2 weeks. Maybe they can do it for 3 months. Maybe they can get a result. It's about acknowledging. I was hard challenged myself, and so I know what I need is to be seen and acknowledged. Right. So you need to give yourself more of that, right? It will ultimately feel good if you can challenge yourself to offer that, right? And it's hard because you're not necessarily going to instantly attract people. You got to keep showing up, and you got to keep showing up. Just like you wouldn't just walk into your brick and mortar office one day a week and show up on a live stream. Like, you need a level of consistency that your shop is open 5 days a week, so people know Monday through Friday they can walk in and ask about your services. It's the same thing online, right? Love you too, Carrie Lynn. So just like in a brick and mortar, you wouldn't be able to just have your store open whenever, right? People need to know this is for real, and this is your business for real. So you need to be in the mindset of this is for real. So what would that look like for you, right? I make a commitment to be on live streams because that's how I like to connect with people. That, for me, it has the highest rate of connection. I can feel people's energy. They can feel my energy. They can get an idea of what it's like to work with me, because mindset is very intangible thing. Hey, Nat. She's inside my PTP. And this is really important. People need to get a flavor for what you do. If you're selling a service that's not an actual product that they can go look at online, they need to be able to feel who you are. They need to feel your confidence. They need to feel that the level of trust you have is big enough to carry them. Right? Because they're giving you money. They've never met you. They've never experienced you. You need to show up online so they can feel your energy, so they can experience what it's like to be with you, and that they can feel that level of trust that, like, yes, I can put my mindset problems in that person's, level of trust, right? Irene is saying, yes, in my office job, I could roll in not feeling it and things got done, but half-assed. But if my vibe disappears from my own biz for a day or two, ain't nobody going to pick up the slack. Boom. There you go. You got to keep it rolling. It's all about momentum, right? Because if you show up and nobody comments or nobody shows up on your live stream or nobody, participates, you're starting to lose momentum Sorry, what I wanted to say is you got to keep showing up, right? Even if people don't show up the first day, the second day, the third day, keep showing up. People will. People need to be like, oh, I keep seeing that person in my, Facebook feed. I keep seeing that person in my emails. They keep telling me stuff. They keep owning that niche that they're talking about. I don't even know what they sell, but I like that they keep showing up because it's consistency. People like that. People like routine. People like consistency. People like you showing up all the time, giving value. Sharing what you know. A woman posted in one of my videos today that her income increased just from watching my free videos. Like, that's why I'm doing this. That's amazing. But work on your level of trust with yourself. Work on your level of discipline and consistency. If I was running a brick and mortar business, what would I be doing differently right now? Go do that. Go show up at the same level. If you were paying rent somewhere, to have your office space or to have your business space. If you were paying rent, you'd be busting your butt to make a sale. I guarantee it. You couldn't be paying rent and not selling something. So, being online is your storefront. It's the way people window shop, right? Being online is the way people window shop. So you got to show up for the window shoppers, for the perusers, for the browsers, for the tire kickers that are checking you out. There's people who check me out for months and months. I've never even heard of them. And then they sign up because they've been following me for a while. It's cumulative. Your level of trust is cumulative. Your level of confidence is cumulative. Day by day, you're building on that. So you got to get over the mindset that's like, that's slowing your momentum or sabotaging your attempts to get online or sabotaging your attempts to be authentic and really show up. Or find a program that's going to help you find that confidence and that level of deep connection where you can find your way of doing it that's going to feel comfortable for you and good for you. But this is the way people window shop. This is the way people check you out. And your level of presence has to match what you're asking them to spend. Does that make sense, guys? Throw up some likes and some loves if you're feeling this. Your level of trust and confidence has to match what you're asking them to spend. You have to be owning what it is that you're selling to that degree. And if you don't, there's a couple things you need to do. You need to do some tapping around it. Like if you know that you're awesome, perfect. So then you just have like some kind of fear of criticism or fear of judgment or fear of being in the spotlight or fear of attention or fear of the wrong kind of attention. That's what might be going on there. And you got to work through that block. If that's not the block and you feel like you don't know enough, you don't have enough to give, then you need to go back and look at why. Look at why you feel like you don't have enough to offer and why you feel like, people are going to, that you don't offer enough value. Take a look. Are you comparable to your competitors? Do you offer something similar or better? You need to go in and be like, why don't I trust myself? I've been doing this for most entrepreneurs I know have been doing what they've been doing all their lives in some capacity. So if you have 20, 30 years experience, why are you afraid? Why? If you have something that just comes naturally, that's a gift, why do you feel like you need 20 different certifications? Your results should speak for themselves, right? That's the other piece. If you don't have enough results, go out and get some. Go do whatever that takes, right? Go do, like, how many discovery calls have I done in my lifetime? Hundreds and hundreds that have gotten some kind of result. Go and fill your calendar with discovery calls that you know you can get results on. Because people are window shopping online and you need to be able to do everything you would do in a storefront. They need to be able to try it on. They need to be able to look in the mirror. They need to hear your opinion on it, just as if you were a storefront. This is your storefront right here, this little screen. So really own that storefront. Show up every day. People see you live streaming once in a while. They're not sure. They might like you. They might really like you. They might really like what you have to say when you show up in groups. But if you're not showing up, it either means you don't have the time, it's not the way that you get business, or you have some hang up about it. But if you're not showing up consistently, notice the women who, not just the women, but the people online who are making money, who are not necessarily running ads or anything, like I don't run ads, they're making money from showing up consistently, building that trust, offering a whole lot of, value, stuff that people can do without you and get results. Right? And that comes from, for me, that comes from having a really deep connection. So the more you work on your connection and then divinely express, the more you're going to connect with your audience, right? So it's a whole different mindset. It's a whole different mindset. Like Irene said, you could kind of show up to a 9-to-5 job half-assed and get some work done, and, make the company money. And it's not the same when you're running your own business. It is not the same, right? So you want to be coming from a connected, authentic place. Look at why. Ask yourself, why don't I trust myself enough to go online? Why don't I trust myself enough to feel like I can get paid online, right? And be realistic about it. Like, you got to put in, a decent amount, of not necessarily time, but effort, right? Like, a live stream that's 20 minutes doesn't take me a lot of time, but it takes me a lot of emotional effort. I prep for it. I'll usually do a meditation. I'll get some kind of download about like what information I need to give to people so that they can connect with me and I can connect with them, and I can divinely express through my soul what needs to be said right now. So it's multi-layered, but it's definitely a different money mindset for making money online, even for artists, right? Even for artists, for musicians, for anybody, there's a different kind of money mindset that happens when you're online because it's virtual. So it's like a whole nother, unless, like I said at the beginning, unless you grew up in a family of entrepreneurs who are making money online who think that's totally legit, you're going to be dealing with a whole different, subconscious program around it's okay to make money online. And it's like, I'm not a scammer and I'm like not a terrible person for doing this. And it's okay to make money easily. All of that. Those seem like really, of course I want to make money easily online. But deep down inside, if you're loyal to your family and you're loyal to your money story, you have to excavate that. You're going to have deep issues with that. You will feel kind of guilty for that. And once you feel guilty, you might feel scared that you can't deliver on what you've sold. So you have to go through all those kind of layers. Oh, it's starting to rain here. You have to go through all those kinds of layers to be able to get to a deeper level of trust. You have to kind of face those fears, if you know what I'm saying. Jacqueline's saying, live stream is terrifying for me. Yeah, and it was for me at the beginning too. Absolutely. And you got to start, right? You got to challenge yourself in the right ways, in the ways that feel right for you. And maybe it's not a live stream. Maybe it's like you do videos. Just show up on videos to start with. And notice what would work and what wouldn't work and what would be a good tip, and until you have enough confidence to go to the next level, right? But this is how people are window shopping, because there's hundreds of all of us who do something similar, right? There's many people in your field who sell similar things. So take a look at who are your competitors and what are they doing differently. And let's say like Jacqueline, if there's lots of designers, I don't see a whole lot of designers on live stream. That would be a very cool niche, right? If you could talk about stuff, online, it would make you stand out, right? And it builds that level of trust versus someone just going to your website, right? Referrals are obviously awesome. I started off doing manifestation TV where I started interviewing people, and that got me more comfortable in front of the camera. Because I could focus on somebody else. But it got me more comfortable. And then I started, and then I was able to just, I kind of had that quantum leap, and I was able to be like, okay, I've got my message. It's really clear. I'm really clear on my purpose. It's more than just making money. This is about changing people's lives, that I can help change somebody's money mindset that will help them make money for the rest of their lives is a pretty damn good purpose, if you ask me. So the fact that people will use my content, my free content, to make money is just like heaven. That's my heaven. That's my happiness. That makes me sleep well at night. that makes me feel good about what I charge for the people that, do my programs, because I know that what I'm offering, they will have for the rest of their lives, right? They will be able to just like rinse and repeat and reuse the same process that I teach inside Permission to Prosper and stuff I teach on my live streams too. Hey, Libby. So glad to have you here. So yes, making money online, very different mindset, right? So one of my case studies, clients who I had for a long, long time and still help out, Lauren O'Hayan from Restore Your Core, who Libby knows, she definitely had to have a mindset shift around, who the hell am I? There's hundreds of people selling various wellness and fitness products. Why are they going to buy mine? Right? She had to do mindset work around that piece. So who the hell am I? Why are people going to listen to me? How many people are going to buy this? 10 people? Like, am I really expecting hundreds of people a month to buy this? Like, this is where you got to get into what I say matters, who I am matters, because really it does come down to like, I'm an authority and I'm really deeply connected to my purpose. And she was really deeply connected to changing women's lives and making them feel really strong and powerful in their bodies post-natally. So getting deeply connected to that purpose, getting really visible. Like, she was willing to be visible. And she's like she sells 5 figures a month. And I think she's on her way to she's already crossed 250K in her business. And that's from a passive income product, right? So to reach that level of making 5 figures online, you have to be willing to be freaking visible, because people are trusting you, and they've never met you, and they're handing money over. You have to get over that block. Have you paid someone online? Have you paid someone online for a service or a product? Probably lots of you have. But what's your level? Look at what your level of fear or doubt or trepidation might be to handing over that money. Well, what if it doesn't work? And what if it does? Put yourself in those shoes and then answer those questions as the seller, right? As the person who's selling. Like, wow, I have to really be in a deep level of trust, because people are going to ask me 1,000 questions about whether it's going to work, about whether it's worth the money, about what we're going to learn, about what I'm going to teach them, right? And I have to really be in a deep level of confidence and trust and authenticity, and like really working through all the panic, fear, shame stuff that might be holding me back, right? So for selling online, that is really, really important. And that's what I want to help you guys do inside Permission to Prosper and through these live streams. So start working on your level of trust, on your level of, and trust, ask yourself, who do I trust and why do I trust them? And why do I listen to them? And what about them communicates to me that I am safe to spend my money with them, that I know I'm going to get the value I'm looking for? What about them communicates that? Do a little investigating, right? And this will evolve over time. You'll get more and more comfortable with what you're selling online. But it's important to sort of have a vision of how you're going to get visible, of how people are going to window shop with you, because this is your storefront, right? This is your storefront, and start changing your mindset to that, because it's different. It's much easier to go work, not much easier, it's just different to go work hard at a job. You feel worthy of that money. Do you feel worthy of getting paid just for jumping on a live stream? Do you feel worthy of it? Ask yourself that question, right? You got to work towards that, because most people's mindsets are not ready for that. They feel like they have to do something more. They have to, they have to work harder somehow. And you can't work harder necessarily online. You can just be more connected, more deeper in your mindset, more trusting in your purpose, more desiring to share what you know with people that you know will change their lives. You got to get real anchored in that. How do you do that? You start gathering evidence. You start gathering evidence little by little by little. Okay? All right, I think that's all I have for today, even though I'm really enjoying this conversation, being outside with you guys here, in the tropical edition of Agnes Kowalski Money Mindset Mentor live streams. I love you guys. Let me know if you have any questions about this money mindset for online business. I feel like I probably am going to get other downloads about this, so I might do something, another live stream maybe tomorrow. Love you. Thank you for watching, share, and PTP starts Monday, March 20th. I have 2 spots left, I think. So PM me for details. Love you guys. Bye.